Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the A-League Men's 2025-26 season. It's finally here, the longest off season. I've been saying it for a long, long time. If one thing needs to change about Australian football, the A-League needs to be longer. It's the first thing I would change if I was in charge. It's a ridiculously long off season, and it's seriously impacting the growth of football in this country. But that's a conversation for another day. It's time to focus on the football. Adelaide United, Sydney FC, playing in the first match of the season. This is a really intriguing game. We've got so many new players on show, specifically for Sydney FC. So we are here for the journey, for the ride, and kickoff is about to get underway. How are you guys feeling? Jump into the live chat here. Drop a score prediction. What do you make of the lineups for the new teams, for the teams and the new players, I should say, that are lining up in these teams? Adelaide United, Sydney FC played out some really entertaining matches last year, we should say as well. Some high-scoring encounters. So could we well get another high-scoring match tonight as these two teams look to start the new season on the right note? We'll dive into those lineups in just a moment. Great to see so many people joining us here. Marcus says, surprised to see Harrison Devonish Mears start. Yep, that's a big call. There's a lot of big calls from both teams, to be fair. Spencer here as well says, go neither of these teams. Of course, many of us watching this as a neutral. We do have a lot of Sydney FC fans on this channel, so we may well have plenty of Sky Blues fans joining us tonight as well. TJ Peno tuning in, jumping in the chat earlier, as well as Timmy. Love it. Thanks, everyone, for jumping in here live. Yep, 34 in the live chats, predicting a 2-0 win for Sydney. And good evening to you, Timmy. Thanks for joining us here tonight, mate. Chicken Nugget here saying 2-1 to Sydney as well. As Tarnley's here to say go Adelaide United, and hello to TJ Peno as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed your week up to this point. It is Friday night. It's where I am on the east coast of Australia. We've had a bit of crazy weather in the last few hours. A bit of briefly, we had some hail and a little bit of lightning. Hope you guys are all good wherever you are. And it's quite warm too. It's obviously the weather's heating up here in Australia. So that can only mean one thing, right? If the weather's getting hotter, it means it's football season. These two teams are about to kick off. Adelaide, of course, in their home red kit. Craig Goodwin back amongst this Adelaide United side. Sydney FC wearing their away kit, it looks like it's like a sort of like a white away kit, but I think they've said it's like, it does appear to be a slightly I don't know where they call it, like mint green. There's a slight light bluish greenish hue. Well, the A-League 25-26 season is underway. Adelaide United, Sydney FC. Goodness me, the excitement has been building. I don't know about you guys, man. I'm particularly excited for this season, and I can't really put my finger on it why. I mean, it's just so much with the A-League. The beauty of the A-League is there's so much that we don't know, and there's so many surprises I'm sure we are going to get over the course of this season. As the Reds have the ball at the back, looking to play out from their own defensive line. A lot of new players starting for Sydney. We'll bring up that lineup in just a moment as this game gets underway in the opening minutes. Plenty of debuts for Sydney FC tonight. It's a big game for Ufuk Talay, of course. Already immense pressure on Ufuk Talay, Sydney FC head coach. The Sky Blues need to get results. They need to perform here, even the first game of the season. It is away to away to Adelaide United at Cooper Stadium. It's always a tricky matchup. Here's the lineups coming from Google. And I'll tell you what, these formations are roughly correct to at least to what it looks like for us so far in this game on the broadcast. Adelaide United, I mean, Joshua Smits starting tonight in goals, Dutch goalkeeper. We don't often see, there's a heavy challenge flies in early on. Wow, I think Joe Lolly was looking for a free kick. Ryan Kidder was flying in. I don't think the referee's even given a free kick. Bit of an early little moment there. But elsewhere for Adelaide United, it's the same look back four that they were running for much of last season, which did concede a lot of goals. Dylan Parias, Bart Vreens, Panakikianis, and Ryan Kitto expected to play in those back four positions. Johnny Yole starts. Luke Dezell is into the starting lineup. Ethan Allegich there as well. Yaya DeCooley. And it's a front two of Luki Ivanovic and Craig Goodwin. Of course, Archie Goodwin was leading the line for Adelaide last season. Craig Goodwin back at the club as Joe Lolly whips in a free kick. Big question as well. Who will score the first goal of this A-League season? Plenty of goal scorers on either side. I mean, you're looking at Ivanovic and Goodwin, I think, for the Reds. Is Sydney looking good here? Here you go. Ryan Grant. Near post header sails wide. Good little opportunity there for the Sky Blues. But for Sydney FC, man, I have to talk about their lineup because there is a lot to discuss here. I mean, Harrison Devonish-Mears, as was mentioned in the live chat earlier. Harrison Devonish-Mears with the start here. I think a lot of Sydney FC fans expecting Gus Hoofsloot to get the start here in this new season. But Devonish-Mears maintains his spot in the starting 11. Ryan Grant. Marcel Tisserand making his debut here for Sydney FC. Very experienced central defender. Exactly the kind of player Sydney FC needed this season after conceding a lot of goals last campaign, which, their defense, their weak defense at times last season really cost them in the end, I think, the Sky Blues. Alex Grant starting. Joel King is at left back. No Ben Garuccio tonight for Sydney FC. Joe Lolly starting on the right. Al Hassan Toure making his Sydney FC debut in the A-League here on the left wing. And it's a new look midfield as well for Sydney FC. Paul Ocon Jr. and Reece Yuley in the middle of the park for the Sky Blues. And it's a new look front line as well. This is Victor Campuzano and Piero Quispe playing together here for Sydney FC. Their new look front two as Adelaide are on the attack down the left. DeCooley has it. Plays it back. Goodwin swings it in. Nowhere near a teammate. Sydney FC having to do some defending here is the Reds. Ooh, that's a heavy challenge from Dezell. I tell you what, he's cleaned up. Might have been Paul Ocon. As Sydney are away, his is a great chance. Campuzano's in the box. Campuzano still going. Toure. Oh, a bit of an air swing. He missed the ball. 4 minutes in, Sky Blues, all of a sudden we're away on the counter-attack. As Timmy says, good crowd in. Looks like a great crowd, as there always is at Cooper Stadium. It's considered by many to be one of the best stadiums in the competition. Victor Campuzano, nice little touch here as well. Just losing it, but, ooh, Campuzano's just gone down holding his face. Maybe copped a stray elbow. A-League X joining us in the live chat as well. Says, come on, A-League. That's right. TJ says, Dezell, very good player. Yeah, didn't get too much game time, at least in the starting 11 last season for Adelaide United. It was often Jay Barnett alongside Ethan Allegich, but Dezell playing in the middle of the park today alongside Allegich. That's right. Happy A-League Day, mate. Happy A-League Day. G'day, Ben, who a minute ago said, you know what? Adelaide's lineup isn't that bad. I reckon they could win this 2-1. Yeah, honestly, and that's the thing. That's the exciting thing about these early rounds of the season. It is so hard to predict. I, of course, put out my round one predictions video during the week, and I did call a draw in this game. I said 2-2 draw. I think it could be a high-scoring game. Obviously, the first round, there's a lot of excitement and energy amongst these teams. Long ball over the top for Toure. It's going to sail out of play. Of course, we should mention Al Hassan Toure playing against his former side. He's played for a few teams now in the A-League. Al Hassan Toure, formerly of Adelaide United and Macarthur FC, back in Australia this year after spending the last couple years abroad in Europe. A few challenges flying in these early minutes. A-League X asking, what's your crowd prediction? I mean, what's the capacity of Cooper Stadiums? I know they renovated, a year or two ago, right? It's probably around 18,000. Someone do a quick Google search. What's the capacity of Cooper Stadium? I imagine it's around 18,000. I'll tell you what, honestly, from what we're seeing from the crowd, there's not too many spare seats. So I think we're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of maybe 15K. 15,000. Honestly, this crowd is looking very strong as Paris is in behind. This is a signature run. Here you come, Adelaide United. Great chance. Oh, what a save. What a save. Devonish-Mears. Wow, what an opportunity. As Marcus says, what a save. Well, Marcus, I mean, I know you're a Sydney FC fan, man, and you were questioning it pre-game. Harrison Devonish-Mears with the start ahead of Gus Hoofsloot. Maybe a surprise, but that is a huge stop. And it was Craig Goodwin who was right in front of goal. Tell you what, Craig Goodwin surely has to bury that there. Wowee. It'll be a corner coming up for the Reds. No, goal kick. Hunter says 16.5K, according to Wikipedia. I mean, it's near capacity, and it's early in the game. There's probably still fans trickling in. That's the thing. Like, yeah, man, it's definitely well over 10,000. That's my estimation based on what we've seen of the grandstands. Awesome to see, dude. It's awesome to see. G'day, Jeff, who says Goodwin had to go across goal. I mean, looking at it from that reverse angle, yeah, it certainly looked like it. You should have gone for that far post. Devonish-Mears got out quickly, made his body big, and that is a huge moment early on in this game. G'day, if you're just joining us here, this is Oswald Football, talking all things Australian football, and of course, big focus on the A-Leagues. And this is the first game of the season. We are 8 minutes in. It's 0-0, but good chance for Craig Goodwin and Adelaide United early on here. Look, big season coming up for Adelaide also. We think about last campaign and how much of a roller coaster that was for them. Incredible in the first few months and then completely dropped off. Just snuck into finals. I mean, what does this Adelaide United side offer us this season? Of course, new head coach Ayrton Andrioli. Calvert no longer at the club. As Adelaide are away down the left, De Cooley. Yaya De Cooley appears to be playing on that left wing, so Craig Goodwin's through the middle, and hit Kitso in behind, and Marcel Tisserand, the new defender here for the Sky Blues, making an important defensive intervention, his first real involvement there. Spencer's back in a 2-0 win for Sydney. Interesting, we've had a few people in the live chat tonight back in a win for Sydney. It'll be huge for them if they can get a win here. To get that under their belts. Away in Adelaide. If you can win away in Adelaide, it's a very, very good result. It's a very, very good result. Regardless of whether they're struggling or, what have you. First corner of the game for the home team. Goodwin outswinger. Delivery is a little bit too wide of all the players in the box. And Sydney FC looking to break away. Luke Dazelle feeding it through. Good ball too. De Cooley swings it in. Great chance. Oh, what a save again. Harrison Devonish-Mears with another phenomenal save, but even more so than the first chance. Oh my gosh. Kikianis should have buried that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes in, it should be 1-0 Adelaide. Sydney FC on the attack, and Smits has it for the Reds. Wowee. What a start. As Blinkist, g'day Blinkist, says, HDM, Harrison Devonish-Mears has started really well. Good to see. Dude, I mean, I tell you what, like credit Devonish-Mears. Don't take it away from him. He's made 2 good saves. But looking at that replay, that is a shocking miss from Panakikianis. That is a horrible miss from Kikianis. An open goal there. He had to finish. That had to be a goal. Wowee, poor finish indeed, Jeff. I mean, to be fair, he's a defender. He's a fantastic player, Panakikianis, part of the young Socceroos squad at the Under-20 World Cup in the past few weeks. But what a chance for him there. Needed to bury that. I know he's a defender. De Cooley's on the attack again for the Reds. Good run. Went for the shot on the tight angle. Oh, he's going to be tricky from there. As Hunter says here, I think HDM heard the criticism from last season and said, watch this. Yeah, that's right. Like, it felt like the conversation around that goalkeeping position for Sydney FC, it felt like that Gus Hoofsloot was going to be that guy starting week in, week out for the Sky Blues. We know he's a young goalkeeper, but Harrison Devonish-Mears, he was okay last season. Had a couple, errors here and there, of course. His first year in the A-League. And of course, as we know, Andrew Redmayne no longer at the club. He is now over at Central Coast Mariners. But I tell you what, we are 12 minutes in almost, and Harrison Devonish-Mears is already standing out as player of the match in these early stages, at least. The Sydney FC goalkeeper is keeping the Sky Blues in this game. And so far, it's Adelaide who are looking like they're controlling things. Sydney FC backing off a little bit. And I think Ufuk Talay said this a little bit during preseason, that they might be tweaking a little bit, the way they play, their style of football. Last year, we did see quite a lot of intense pressing. But at this current phase and play 12 minutes in, Adelaide knocking the ball around sort of the back, around the halfway line there. And you can see the Sky Blues sort of set up quite deep. And on a couple of occasions, Campuzano and Toure trying to break away on the counter-attack. Interesting. Marcus here says it's the same defensive issues as last year. As Jeff here says, Devonish started shaky, but grew in confidence. Hope he does well this year. Indeed. Big story this past week as well. It was revealed that Tom Glover, Socceroos goalkeeper, is currently training with Sydney FC. Tom Glover, currently a free agent, was at Middlesbrough last season. Not really getting too much game time there. But Tom Glover, currently without a club, which is surprising. He's a decent keeper, Tom Glover. And he's currently training with Sydney FC by reports. So, would you want Tom Glover at your A-League club? That's the question. Would Sydney FC want Tom Glover at their club? It seems like they're happy with Devonish Mears and Hoofsloot, but Glover's, he's got some good experience now. He's still relatively young. This is not the only game on this opening match day of the season. Straight after this one, Brisbane Royal Macarthur SC. We are only live for this first game. Only live for this Adelaide-Sydney game, but make sure you're keeping an eye on Brisbane Macarthur straight after this one. Love it. Oh, Ducouli has space in the box on the left. Ducouli. It's blocked by Tisserand, I think. Sydney are under pressure here, man. Aligich still going. Ducouli's on the left again. Great chance, and Devonish Mears with a punch. Well, Sydney FC are under serious pressure here. Adelaide are in total control. We said it a moment ago, Sky Blues had a couple months on the counter-attack, but it has been all Adelaide. They've had the possession and the territory, and they are really pinning the Sky Blues back. And tell you what, Adelaide need to capitalise here. It's a decent Sydney FC squad. It's probably nearly a full-strength Sydney FC squad, as Devonish Mears is forced to claim the ball there. Still missing a couple players, the Sky Blues. No Ben Garuccio. But you look across the park, this lineup for Sydney FC, and it's like there's not really that many key players missing. Blinker says Glover will probably want to head back overseas. And that's right, Hunter, yeah. It was announced, yesterday or the day before, wasn't it? Yesterday, I think, right? Matt Sutton has signed a short-term contract for Perth too. Yeah, big story yesterday that Mark Birighitti is going to miss the opening weeks of the season due to injury, which is a big blow for him and Perth Glory. But I'll tell you what, Matt Sutton, he was one of the best goalkeepers in the A-League last year, and it's pretty incredible that he hadn't signed an A-League contract up until this week. But Perth Glory, lucky Perth, the fact that they're able to bring in, a good goalkeeper like Matt Sutton. So good signing there. Appreciate you guys joining us for this round one live stream. We're thinking of making the live watch-alongs here. We're thinking of doing like a Friday night thing. Friday nights, live watch-alongs. What do you guys make of that? Would you be keen for a sort of a regular Friday night segment? Usually we try to do sort of like the big games across the weekend, but I feel like the Friday nights could turn into a fun thing, Friday night live watch-along. Timmy says, Perth, it'll be nice to see them have a big year. There's a lot of expectation around Glory. Big transfer window for them, bringing in the likes of Brian Kaltuck, Scott Wood, and Sam Sutton. Jaden Kucharski over from Sydney FC via Western United. As we've got the first yellow card of the game there. Alhassan Toure with a booking. Toure just committing the foul. I think it was on Yull. Ivanovic, edge of the box for the Reds. Goodwin, Aligich. Ducouli's finding a lot of space on the left, and he's running at the defenders. This is a good run. Oh, there's an appeals for a handball. I don't know whether that would have been from really close range. He probably just flicked it up onto their hand. I don't know if they would award that or not. Anyway, Sydney, Sky Blues looking to go quickly on the counter again. That's clearly the intention from them. Adelaide do well to break it up. So, Sky Blues. This is a really interesting opening 17 minutes or so. Clearly very eager to go on the counterattack. The Sky Blues. Happy to sit back, let Adelaide have the ball. Piero Quispe's just had a shot from 70 metres out, and Joshua Smits is able to chest it and control it. Piero Quispe, first shot in the A-League for Peruvian midfielder Piero Quispe. It was from 70 metres out from goal. But hey, he saw Joshua Smits off his line a little bit there. Worth a go, maybe. We have seen some incredible long-range goals from halfway. Terry Antonis, Orlando Engelar, bit of a throwback. Who else? Who else has scored some halfway goals in the A-League? Some long-range goals. Showing the replay on the broadcast of that possible handball shout. Yeah, nothing in it. Nothing in it. I mean, Tisserand was like pulling his hand away. It looked like it came off Tisserand's leg first, then maybe onto his hand, which wouldn't be given for that. Ben says, beautiful passing in triangles from Adelaide. Geometry. Shapes. Triangles. 18 minutes in. It's Adelaide 0, Sydney FC 0. Thanks for joining us for this live watch-along first game of the A-League Men's 2025-26 season. It's great to have it back. Adelaide are in behind again, almost to Cooley, just out of play. Touches in the opponent's box. The stats on the broadcast, 13 for Adelaide, 2 for Sydney at this stage in the game. So the Reds having a lot more joy getting forward and looking dangerous. Adelaide doing the pressing, wanting to win the ball, wanting to keep the ball. Sydney FC backing off, allowing Adelaide United, allowing the opposition here, Sydney FC, to have the ball. And you can see, I mean, that moment earlier, Joe Lolly had the ball like in his own half, and he wanted to send it long. He was looking for Campazano making a run. This is a bit of a new approach for Ufuk Talay and Sydney FC, perhaps more defensive-minded approach, perhaps. Toure's won the ball high at the park. Quispe has space on the left. Piero Quispe, new signing for Sydney FC, into the box. Oh, it's a good tackle, but Joel King's picked it up. King peels for a handball. It'll be a goal kick anyway. Love it. Thanks for that, Hunter. 70% possession to Adelaide so far. Wow. Sorry, I missed that comment from Hunter a moment ago. My first thought for a halfway goal is Kyra Cooney cross. Yes, good shout. I know that was Matilda's game, not an A-League, but still a phenomenal goal. Yes, that was a great goal. Of course. G'day, Peter. Good to see you here, mate. Thanks for the comment here. It says extremely early days, but your prediction for Sydney to, from my memory, finish a lowly 9th is vindicated by their performance in the first 20 minutes. I mean, I do think Sydney have a good squad. Like, I don't want people to get me wrong. I think Sydney have a good squad. I just don't think it's as good as what they had last year, and I don't think it's as good as a good chunk of the teams across the competition. So I'm not convinced. And look, nothing against Ufuk Talay. I think he's actually done a good job. He did a great job at Wellington Phoenix a few years ago, but I don't think Ufuk Talay is the right guy for Sydney FC in this current moment of time. I think they should have parted ways at the end of last season. Ufuk Talay and Sydney FC. So with him still in charge, I don't know if Sydney can get to finals. But yeah, as you say there, Pete, I mean, Sydney haven't been all that impressive in this first half, doing a lot of defending, but they've been pulled apart a bit too easily so far, the Sky Blues. Hey, like Adelaide are getting in behind a bit too easily, especially on Adelaide's left wing. Yaya DeCooley's been very good on the left wing in this opening 20 minutes. He's been finding a lot of space. So Craig Goodwin definitely playing sort of a central role, which is interesting to see as Parias is away down the right. Great first touch. Can't keep it in. Can't keep it in. Yep, it's a goal kick. So Craig Goodwin definitely playing a central role alongside Jovanovic as like a 10, an attacking midfielder. We are used to seeing Craig Goodwin on the left wing for Adelaide, but he started to sort of shift into this number 10 position, which I tell you what is probably good from a Socceroos point of view, because Socceroos under Tony Popovich sort of they play with like 2 number 10s, attacking midfielders. So Craig Goodwin, we could, does he return for the Socceroos for the November games? Big question for you guys. Would you pick, like, if Craig Goodwin stays fit for the next few weeks? I mean, we're all hoping he does, of course. if he stays fit and if he grabs a couple goals and assists in the first few weeks, do you include Craig Goodwin in the Socceroos squad? I would say yes. Just with his experience and his quality, man. Top player. And I think he's still in with a great chance to feature in the World Cup squad, despite there being plenty of fantastic options in those attacking positions for the Socceroos. But Craig Goodwin. I mean, imagine a front three, sort of an Adelaide, past and present front three for the Socceroos of Mo Toure leading the line, Aaron Kunder off the left, Goodwin off the right. Like that'd be fun, right? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I think it'd be good. Timmy says he is worthy of selection, as are all the players. Lightning here says, I'm sorry, but Craig Goodwin shouldn't be in the Socceroos squad. Adstar says yes, if he maintains his top form. And Peter says, I think Goodwin is a must for the Socceroos. Interesting. So we've got some varying opinions in the live chat. Sydney FC looking to get forward. Ryan Grant's in behind, cutting it back. Oh, Campuzano, Kispe. Wow, great chance. Sydney FC. As Adelaide looked to go on the counter. That was a big moment. Campuzano just didn't get the contact. Sydney FC got him behind pretty easily. Then Ryan Grant was just waltzing into the box on the wing. Campuzano, if he'd gotten solid contact there, that could have been 1-0. Big moment. Big moment. Hunter, in regards to that Goodwin discussion, says, I think he should already book his plane ticket. Aaron Kunder, Toure, Goodwin would be a great front three. It'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. And it'd be great for Adelaide United just having, two former players in Mo Toure and Nestor Aaron Kunder, and of course, current Adelaide player in Craig Goodwin. But honestly, in the World Cup next year, that could be the front three. Yep. Plenty of other great options there, but we could see that front three, that combination. Appreciate it, guys, joining us for this Friday night live watch along. First game of the A-League season. It's great to have it back. Finally. Ridiculously long off season. Make sure you hit that like button. Support the channel. You can also consider sending in a super chat. Great to see so many people joining us here tonight. Feel free to jump in. Say good day. How are you feeling about this game so far? We are 24 minutes in. It's 0-0. But Adelaide United probably should have been 1-0 up at least. At least 1-0 up. Kikianis with a great chance. Craig Goodwin as well with a huge opportunity in front of goal. The Sky Blues explodes a little bit at the back early on. Just still trying to find their way into this contest. Lolly. Sky Blues trying to pull pass from Lolly in the middle of the park. Adelaide United, I tell you what, if you're Anthony Andreoli, head coach of Adelaide, you're pretty happy with the start. The Reds are in control of this game, man. Yeah. Lightning. Interesting question. How happy are you with this game? I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's intriguing seeing, the different sort of tactical setups for the two teams, the different formations, and great to see some new players involved as Dakuli has it again on the left. Dangerous chance here. Dakuli, the give and go with Alagic. Doesn't quite work out. But very much enjoying this game. G'day, Manuel, who's asking, how is Piero Kispe doing? He's had a couple moments. He had a moment on that left wing, cutting inside earlier. Hasn't been able to influence the game too much. Sydney FC doing a lot of defending, so we haven't really seen the best of Kispe just yet. As Hunter says, Apia Leichhardt versus Sydney FC should be kicking off right now too. Yeah, you're right, man. Of course, dude, how good. The domestic football in Australia right now, it's in a... it's in a good position. It's in a really good position. I think a promising position. As Kispe, here's a good forward pass by Kispe. He's released Toure down the left. Sydney FC on the attack on the left wing. Toure having to avoid some defenders. Reece Yulee, middle of the park. Ryan Grant switching it around here, the Sky Blues. Lolly's cross. Good ball. Campuzano. Here's Ryan Grant. Great chance. Oh, my gosh. Bit of a weird moment there. Sydney FC had it in the box, and I think it's Kikianis with a good block there. But yeah, just to go back to, of course, that championship game, Australian Championship game kicking off tonight as well. So got two competitions rolling simultaneously for the time being. Australian Championship, which got underway last week What did you guys make of the opening weekend of the Oz Championship? Let us know. It was fun to watch, that's for sure. It was fun to have so many games. Some great goals too. That goal for Wollongong Wolves, man. And Bayswater City with that cracking strike against Sydney United. Some great goals in the Oz Championship last week. And it's awesome to be following both competitions. Adelaide, look at them. They're just so patient. Just Sydney FC are basically pinned into their own half, and Adelaide just sort of knocking it around the back, looking for some spaces. You can see Dylan Parias. Look how far up he is on the pitch. When Adelaide have the ball, this is what we saw last season. When Adelaide have the ball, Parias is basically like a right winger. And here he is. They've released him. Almost. Alex Grant wins the foot race. But it's a big weapon for the Reds to have Dylan Parias with his pace on that right-hand side, up from right back. To Adelaide on the attack again. Building. That they are being patient, Adelaide, though. They are certainly waiting for the right opportunity to present itself. Sydney FC are working really hard off the ball here just to maintain their structure. But how long can they keep this up for, the Sky Blues? Ufuk Talay, I wonder what he makes of this opening almost half an hour now. Still 0-0. It is still 0-0. Sky Blues still holding on at this stage, despite Adelaide's dominance. Hunter says, it was a very good atmosphere at Magic Park for Broadmeadow Magic versus Moreton City Excelsior. Love it. That was a dramatic game too. Late penalty, eh? Late penalty, late win for Moreton City. Craig Goodwin looking to release it forward. Jovanovic. Adelaide building. Nice long ball. Duzell. Cut off by King. So, this game's sort of developing really interestingly. I mean, Adelaide, again, so much possession, so much territory. Yet to convert it into a goal at this stage. Nine tackles made by Adelaide, just one by Sydney FC. So that sort of paints a picture as well, how much they're maybe sitting back a little bit, not necessarily diving into the challenges or committing themselves all that much, Sydney FC. Switch of play here for Joe Lolly. Attacking Ryan Kiddo down the right. Lays it back for Grant. Lolly again. Sydney FC. We've got some numbers forward here. Yuli in behind. Sales out of play. So half an hour in. We have ticked past that 30-minute mark. Still 0-0. A-League X, sorry to miss that comment a moment ago. As an A-League creator, interesting question. What would be considered as consistent uploads weekly? Oh, I think it's like up to you. Hey, like it's subjective in the end. It's just like whatever you're comfortable with. That's my thought at least. Like when I started out, I think I was only uploading probably like once a week as well. Yeah. So I think once a week is like probably a good aim because that's pretty realistic. And then, yeah, if you feel like you've got the time and energy, and if you want to do more, then you can do more. We're definitely going to be doing a bunch of content throughout this season. At least, a video before the round and a video after the round as well to discuss it. Sort of a preview, review. That's what we're aiming for this season, at least. Goodwin. Bringing it forward. Jovanovic from range. Good save. Devonish Mears might have been going wide, but from range, Luka Jovanovic. Tell you what, big season coming up for Luka Jovanovic. This is a guy who we know is a good player. Jovanovic, he's featured for the Young Socceroos at the Asian Cup and the World Cup, the Under-20 Asian Cup and World Cup this year. Luka Jovanovic, and big opportunity for him here because he was probably hoping last season was going to be a huge year for him in the A-League. But of course, Archie Goodwin really stepped up and was that main strike for Adelaide last year, grabbing so many goals and securing that move over to Charlotte in the MLS. But Luka Jovanovic with a great opportunity to really step up here for the Reds. As Joe Lolly, short for Grant. Great chance. Ryan Grant swings it in. Adelaide just get it clear, but a couple moments in recent, in the last 5 minutes or so, Sydney FC have had a couple forays into the penalty box. G'day, Man09. Are you going to stream the victory game? Won't be doing a live watch along for that one. This one right here is our one and only live watch along for this weekend. We're thinking of making a sort of the Friday night live watch alongs a thing. If that's something you'd be interested in, let us know. We're sort of trialing it at this stage. But yeah, Friday nights, if that's something you would be keen for, this time every week, basically, let us know. We'd love the feedback. Timmy says, 0-0 live score at Leichhardt. Thanks for that, Timmy. Yeah, if you guys want to keep us up, I'll tell you what, if you guys want to keep us up to date in the live chat in regards to what's happening in the Oz Championship, big game, a bit of a derby match, if you like, a Sydney derby in a way, in the Oz Championship tonight with Sydney United up here Leichhardt, or we should say West's up here for the Oz Championship. Ryan Grant, he's been good tonight, eh? He's wearing the captain's armband, of course. Ryan Grant, very experienced player. Did well to create a little chance for Sydney a moment ago. He's gotten forward. He's gotten forward on a few occasions already today. Ryan Grant. Jeff says, Friday night watch along would get a tick from me. Appreciate that, Jeff. And appreciate that chicken nugget as well. And I tell you what, I appreciate that comment too, Timmy, who says, you do what suits you, sir. Thank you, Timmy. Thanks. Appreciate that, man. All righty. A-League X asks, do you play A-League Fantasy? I found an A-League Fantasy game on World Fantasy Soccer, similar to the Premier League Fantasy. It's good for the league, but a shame there's no official fantasy league. I don't, and the main reason why is because, yeah, there isn't really an official one. There was, they brought it back a few years ago, right? They brought it back a few years ago. They had the fantasy and the tipping. But, yeah, they haven't had it for the last couple of seasons, which is a shame because it's a good way for people to get more invested into the league. So, yeah. It'd be cool for them to bring it back. It would be good. Hey, only 10 or so minutes to go in this second half. Sorry, first half, excuse me. So we are entering the final stages of this first period. It is still 0-0 as Jeff, very kind with the super chat. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. And great to have you joining us here in the live chat, Jeff. Appreciate your insight. Timmy says, Ryan Grant has provided fans with some great moments over the years. Not as explosive as Andre Gumprecht. Wow, it's a throwback. Gumprecht. Throwback for us Mariners fans. I was a kid. I was a kid when Andre Gumprecht was tearing it up for the Central Coast Mariners back in the day. Jeff says, love what you're doing. Hope it grows. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate that. We've got... couple of jerseys in the background where we're setting up a sort of a new look background as well for the new A-League season. Got the old school Socceroos jersey. I think that's from 2006. And we've got a Mariners third kit, Mariners pink kit, I should say, behind us as well. Sydney FC. Tell you what, it's Ryan. I tell you what, Sydney FC's probably most attacking player, the most likely player in attack is Ryan Grant from right back. It's. I tell you what, it's the right backs for both sides who are looking good. It's Dylan Perez and Ryan Grant, the two right backs who are doing well already tonight. The lineup that you're seeing here, this has just come from Google, this graphic, but as you can see, plenty of debutants tonight. Campuzano and Kispe have been working hard, having been doing a lot of defending, but that new front two for Sydney FC, Kisbay and Campuzano, had a couple little nice moments here and there. Alhassan Toure making his Sky Blues debut in the A-League off the left wing. Marcel Tisserand as well at the back, who's been good so far. Made a couple good blocks. For Adelaide United, of course, debut for goalkeeper Joshua Smits. Craig Goodwin's back in the side. Aside from that, no other debuts. They do have Juan Muniz on the bench. Spanish attacking midfielder, Juan Muniz. So keep an eye on him in the second half, possibly. Possibly. Yeah, Blinkis. Absolutely agree. Says game's starting to even out a bit. Yep. Yeah, Adelaide were dominating sort of like the first 20 minutes, really. And Sydney FC have started to find a few avenues in forward positions, looking a little bit more dangerous. They were quite defensive in those opening stages, which maybe was part of the game plan for Ufuk Talay, just like, knowing that first game of the season, packed crowd here at Cooper Stadium, let's just not concede in the first 20 minutes and go from there, which isn't a bad, it's not a bad plan to go with, because, heavy collision between Bart Vreens and Campuzano. Victor Campuzano's down holding his side. Aerial duel, and Bart Vreens just a little bit too overzealous there, perhaps. Victor Campuzano taking his time to get back here. Maybe just a little bit winded. How are we feeling about this game so far? Who's looking more likely? It probably was Adelaide United early on, but Sydney FC have had a few moments getting forward. Victor Campuzano a little bit sore after that challenge. So the Sky Blues with a chance to control the ball a little bit. Adelaide not necessarily sitting back all that much, looking to press a little bit, pressing now in midfield. But comparing the two sides, Adelaide's certainly looking a little bit more aggressive off the ball. Pretty eager to press, but Sydney FC doing a good job of finding the spaces. Ryan Grant, this is something new as well. Ryan Grant, we were talking earlier about Adelaide United, and a signature thing that Adelaide like to do is when they're with the ball, Dylan Paris just gets right up the field in an attacking position from right back. Of course, with his pace. Ryan Grant, man, is basically playing as a right winger tonight as well, with the amount of time he spent up the forward end of the field. Goodwin. There you go. Grant's out of position. And DeCooley. Oh, well done. Devonish Mears quickly off his line. And there's going to be a yellow card here as well. Alex Grant. And there's some words here between some players. Alex Grant with booking another yellow card here for Sydney FC. Grant doesn't think it was a cardable offence by the looks of things. But I tell you what, the Reds were almost in behind. Well done to Harrison Devonish Mears for coming off his line quickly and making a clearance. Adstar says, if you become consistent in the A-League, you'll get noticed by one of the Euro Leagues and do a season or two overseas. Yeah, like in terms of like young players breaking through, hey, if you're performing consistently. So, final minutes of this first half is still 0-0. Still 0-0. Adelaide United have had some great opportunities in this first period, unable to capitalise on their chances. Kikianis and Goodwin with brilliant chances right in front of goal, unable to take them. Devonish Mears has been good so far for Sydney. Piero Kispe trying to release a move on the counter-attack for the Sky Blues. They've got some space to work with here. Campuzano to Lolly down the right. Here come the Sky Blues. Lolly cutting in. Well done, Ryan Kiddo. Well done, Ryan Kiddo, defending there. Just poked a toe in and got the ball away from Lolly. That's where Joe Lolly's dangerous, man. Cutting in on that left foot. We've seen him score so many times in the A-League doing that exact move. Big season coming up for Joe Lolly, as it always is. We always expect a lot from Joe Lolly. He's one of the top players in the competition, but especially with the departures of Douglas Costa and Adrian Segacic, there is a lot of pressure now on Joe Lolly to deliver as a goal scorer and a creator as well in attack. Joe Lolly, he's found it again. And he's teed up Campuzano, who shoots. Shot very comfortable in the end for goalkeeper Joshua Smits. It was on target, but it was straight at the keeper and maybe not enough power. Bit of a side-footed effort there from Victor Campuzano, Spanish striker, making his debut in the A-League tonight. He's looked good. He's looked good. He's been finding a variety of positions across the field. Of course, Sydney FC, that they do often bring in strikers from overseas. Last year was Patrick Klamala. The year before was Fabio Gomez. And in previous years, we think about Adam Lafondra and Bobo as well. Sky Blues often bring in these strikers from overseas, and they often do quite well. The strikers that they do find often are, good players. So Victor Campuzano, can he deliver this season for Sydney? Sky Blues on the attack down the left. Joel King. When Sydney FC go forward, they go forward with pace, with speed. Kispe switches it to Lolly, who's having a lot of the ball in this first half. Gets around Kiddo, crosses deep. Joel King, chance for Sydney in the box here. King's cross, and Kito is there to clear again. So it's almost like this half has been a game of two halves, if you like. Adelaide have been very much the dominant side in the first 20 minutes or so. But I tell you what, last 15 minutes, Sky Blues have looked good going forward. Just lacking the final touch, the final finish. Just need to find that. Huge round one coming up in the A-League. Join us at halftime. We'll be talking about all the matches coming up. We'd love to get your thoughts and predictions for this weekend's matches. What are your expectations? Got some cracking matches on the way over the next coming days. But can one of these teams make a breakthrough before the halftime break? Feels like it might be destined for 0-0 at halftime. Both teams have looked good, man. Both teams have looked all right. Been promising signs for both. So there's definitely things to build on for both teams. So the second half is set up nicely. And I'd be surprised if this game does end 0-0, as there is, looks like just 1 minute added on at the end here at Cooper's Stadium. Great crowd in attendance. Chicken Nugget says, Sky Blues are doing good on their attacks, but they just can't finish. As Dukuli's in the box. Here come Adelaide. Dukuli cuts it back. Jovanovic. Dazelle on the edge of the box is blocked. Parias has it. Adelaide looking dangerous. Joe Lolly's there doing some defending as well. And Sydney deal with it. Another dangerous moment for Sydney at the back, because the Reds, another great chance. And I'll tell you what, one of the most impressive plays this first half has been Yaya Dukuli off that left wing. Seconds are ticking by. Sydney FC on the counter. Joel King swings it in. Can't find a teammate. It is halftime in this round one game, the opening game of the A-League Men's 2025-26 season. It is Adelaide United 0, Sydney FC 0. But it's been it has been an enjoyable first half. There's been a lot of fascinating things that we have learned in that first period. Join the conversation in the live chat. What do you make of this game so far? 0-0, but good chances for both teams, but especially Adelaide. They've had some great opportunities up to this point. Great chances. Thanks for that, Timmy, as well, who says 0-0 after 13 minutes in Leichhardt. Of course, Australian Championship game tonight between Wests Appia and Sydney United. 0-0 over in that one. So we'll have to pull up the stats in just a moment too, just to see how this game is being played out in regards to the statistics. But I feel like it might be pretty even. I haven't had a chance to have a look, but we'll have a glance at them in just a moment. But we'd love to get your thoughts on this game so far in regards to how you think it's panning out. Are you surprised by what we're seeing? What have you learnt from this first half? Join the conversation, folks. Another game on after this as well. Brisbane Roar, Macarthur SC. Very excited about that game too, because you got Brisbane Roar, this new look Brisbane Roar side. Here we go. A quick look at the stats here coming from Google. These are the live stats coming from Google. And yeah, as we expected, the stats actually pretty even in the end. 5 shots either way. 5 shots either way. Adelaide with those 3 on target. Great opportunities for Panakikianis and Craig Goodwin. I mean, Adelaide, again, really should be up 1-0 at least. No surprise that Adelaide have more of the ball. Sydney FC did start to control more towards the end of that half, but Adelaide very patient at times with their build-up. More passes from the Reds as well. Pass accuracy is pretty close as well. More fouls committed by Sydney FC and yellow cards, 2 for Sydney as well. Just 1 corner in this game so far. How about that? No offsides as well. So that's a look at the live stats from Google. What do you guys think? G'day, Boston. Good to see you here, mate. Says, I'm doing the Sydney chants at home. Love to hear it. Love it. Boston, of course, Sydney FC fan. Now on the Central Coast, though. Isn't that right, Boston? Timmy here says, it is very even, this game. Adelaide had some good chances, some great chances. Great chances. Again, Kikianis. I mean, the Goodwin chance early in the half was great, but that chance for Kikianis, he had to bury that. Incredible miss. I mean, Devon Ishmears with some really good moments in that first half. So he's his selection is proving to be a good move in the end for Sydney FC. But as you can see here from Google, 2 yellow cards for the Sky Blues, Toure and Alex Grant. Thanks for that, Hunter, who says here, according to FOTMob, Alagic is the best rated player on the pitch, 7.4. He's had a lot of the ball. He's been creating some good things for Adelaide. He's been releasing DeCooley on a couple of occasions. Yayo DeCooley's been good as well, hey. Breaking down that left wing. That's right, Boston, yeah. Timmy says, both sides have looked good with the ball. Sky Blues looking to utilize that counterattack, yep. And g'day to A-League Edits. Thanks for jumping in here at halftime. It says, hey, Lockie, just tuning in for a bit. Sydney FC are surprisingly being really defensive. And I assume you mean they can't finish their chances. It says, Harrison has been outstanding so far. Yep. Good analysis there, man. Yep. Very defensive approach from Sydney FC defending. I mean, as this sort of this graphic from Google shows, it is basically a 4-4-2 sort of defensive block when they are without the ball, the Sky Blues. And Devon Ishmears has made some good blocks at the back there, some good saves at the back. So he's doing well. As Boston says here, how good has HDM been, bro? That's right. He's been great. Thanks to the Hunter as well, who's letting us know that on FOTMob, Harrison Devon Ishmears is currently with a 7.1 rating on FOTMob. Awesome. Let's have a look at the benches, dude. Let's have a look at the benches. We haven't really spoken about the substitutes that much. Here we go. Here's a look at the subs for both sides. First of all, Adelaide United, Juan Muniz, Spanish attacking midfielder. Could he make his debut tonight? If Adelaide is still trying to chase that first goal, Juan Muniz maybe could be brought on. And then it's a very youthful bench here for Adelaide United. I mean, Panache Madanya did miss a lot of last season with injury. A couple of defenders here, Bailey O'Neill, Crawford, Taladia as well, member of the young Socceroos squad. Kasimovic as well, another defender. Sydney FC, a little bit more experience on the bench, but overall still pretty youthful as well. Gus Hoofsluit's there as a backup keeper. Jordan Courtney-Perkins on the bench. Camijo, midfield option. Abel Wallerty, new signing for Sydney FC, could play in the wide positions. Keep an eye on him, maybe in the second half. Patrick Word is an option off the bench here in the forward positions. Tiago Quintal, another one of the members of the young Socceroos squad from the Under-20s World Cup. And Alex Popovich, former Adelaide United defender. He's on the bench tonight for Sydney. So, you would probably say, you'd probably say that Sydney FC's bench has a little bit more quality and experience, which may help them in the second half. It'll be very interesting to see whether any of these coaches make a change early on in the second half or even at halftime. Speaking on that, Marcus here, so I think Wallity should come on for Toure. As that is certainly a change we could see. Toure is on a yellow, so maybe that would come into Ufuk Talle's thinking, perhaps. Perhaps. Well, let's see, one of those Western United players from last season who was good last campaign, wasn't he? He was very good. Tiago Quintal, Patrick Wood, options in attack. But overall, again, two pretty youthful benches there for both sides, eh? Timmy says, I have the Appia game live on YouTube, on the TV, and you're here on the phone. Well, thanks for multitasking, Timmy, and great to have you in the chat here as always, mate. Marcus here says, HDM improved after the injury, not to mention he was better than Gussie against Wrexham. Interesting. Yeah, I thought when he was injured that there was a chance that he was going to miss the start of the season. That's what I thought I remembered hearing. But that was some time ago, and he's obviously recovered, and he's doing very well. He's doing very, very well. Harrison Devonish-Mears so far tonight. He's been one of the best players on the park. We'll be doing we'll be posting like a social media graphic on Monday for my team of the week. We're going to bring back the team of the round, team of the week in the A-League. And tell you what, Harrison Devonish-Mears might be in there as the goalkeeper. Yep. Hunter, interesting question here from Hunter. Let's talk about it because it's always a highly, debated topic in Australian football. Hunter here asks, how far away from promotion and relegation do you think we are? I'd say we have another 5 years at least before we see any rumblings about it from the APL and /FA. Yeah, it's hard to say. Hey, I feel like it might be longer. I'm talking maybe like 10 years. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, here's the thing, right? I think everyone in Australian football is in agreement that we want to see promotion relegation, right? Like, I don't think I've met a single person. I haven't seen like a single comment online or anything of someone who doesn't want promotion relegation in Australian football. We all want promotion relegation, but it feels like we just need to get some sort of stability. Look at the fact that just a few months ago, Western United had to pull out of this upcoming A-League season. Like, if we've got clubs disappearing and pulling out of seasons, like, especially in the top division, like, it's not a healthy position to be in, and it's maybe not the best time to get into promotion relegation. So for me, I just feel like we have to continue to build the code, grow the code, and hopefully financially continue to grow, because that's a big thing. The reality is that the money isn't really sort of, as we know, football isn't really like one of the biggest codes. Well, of course, it's a huge code in regards to the number of people who played in Australia. Huge. One of the biggest. But of course, when it comes to the actual competitions, we have to be realistic that the AFL and NRL are huge competitions in Australia. But, big reason why I make content here on YouTube, I make content around the A-League and on Australian football is because I do believe it can be the biggest code in Australia. Which just to a lot of people, and I don't blame you, like, probably sounds like a ridiculous statement, but you just have to look at the potential that our code has and what we have seen over the years. Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand in 2023, completely stole the attention of the entire country. Think back to the 2022 World Cup, watching the Socceroos as well. The nation gets behind it. Think of the Sydney derbies, Melbourne derbies. There's fantastic scenes that we do see in Australian football. There are a lot of positives. There are a lot of negatives and challenges, but there's a lot of potential, man. So hopefully it continues to grow, and hopefully we do see promotion relegation in the near future, right? Yeah. A-League X here says the only thing is that big clubs could go down and the A-League could get less revenue. Yeah, like it's tricky, isn't it? Like it would be great if it was straightforward and we could just do it. And it would be awesome to have promotion relegation and obviously would help competitiveness across the whole league. But yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully we see it soon. Hey? Hunter here says the worst part about promotion relegation is the size of Australia too. Yes. Like if Perth get relegated and they go to WA NPL and another WA team comes up, but that means we might not see new Victoria, New South Wales teams in it in years. That's the other thing too. Like obviously it's pretty easy for it to happen in over in Europe, where obviously the actual size, the physical size of the countries isn't as big as Australia. So that's another factor as well. There's so many. It's such like a multifaceted discussion. The promotion relegation thing. Again, bottom line is we all want it. We all want it, but it just doesn't feel like it's super realistic in the near future. So it probably will happen one day, but maybe when we're all a bit older. Blinker says we're the only code that could do promotion relegation and would help us stand out in the Oz sporting scene. Yeah, it's a fair point. It'd be unique for Australia. It would be unique in regards to the sporting scene in this country to have promotion relegation. Jeff says promotion relegation will be hard to switch to. Imagine big clubs like Sydney drop. Interesting to see how it plays out. Says great to see the OG NSL clubs on the national stage, though. Agreed. League X here says we could then make an Oz League, one with the teams that didn't make the Oz Championship that are still big clubs. Ben here says we'll see Australia win a World Cup. Love this comment. Interesting comment here from Ben. It says we'll see Australia win a World Cup before we see Australia get promotion relegation. Wow, that's an interesting one. Which is going to happen first? To think, wow. I mean, soccer is to win a World Cup or promotion relegation. Hey, which one's going to happen first? I mean, surely. I do think promotion relegation is a fair way off, but surely that happens first. Hey, I mean, Socceroos have been in good form of late. I know we lost against USA during the week, but yeah. We are, of course, we're live on Wednesday, just a couple of days ago, for that Socceroos match against USA. Tony Popovich losing his first game in charge of the Socceroos. Did a live watch along for that one, and the match review for that is out right now on the channel. It's been a busy week in Australian football. A lot going on, man. Matildas are in action next week as well, so there's a lot going on. G'day, Leo Center 23. What do you make of your side, Sydney FC, so far, mate? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leo Center 23 asks, though, thoughts on Devonish Mears. Lockie. He's been great. He's been very, very good. Yeah, a couple of really important saves. If it wasn't for him, Adelaide would be up. It's as simple as that. TJ Pano says it's Apia 1, United 0. Well, there you go. Says in a very entertaining game. Thanks for that, TJ. Appreciate the score update. Teams are out for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, support the channel. You can also consider sending through a super chat. Thanks for joining us on a Friday evening live watch along. The A-League is back. Isn't it good? Isn't it great to have the A-League back? The weather's getting a bit warmer if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. And A-League football's back, man. Best competition in the world. Second half is about to kick off. Do we see any changes, any substitutions? Let me know in the live chat if you can see any new players on the field. I don't think we've got any. But here we go. Who will score the first goal of this A-League season? Will it come in this game? Or will we have to wait for later tonight? Of course, Brisbane MacArthur kicking off straight after this one. We'll have a look at the lineups in that game in just a moment. Of course, the team news should be out for that one. Should have just dropped. As Adelaide United have got us underway. Cooper's Stadium, great crowd in attendance. Adelaide United, they had some great chances in the first half. Can they capitalize in this second period? Adelaide playing somewhat of a 4-2-3-1 formation. Craig Goodwin playing a central role, folks, in behind Luka Jovanovic. We are used to seeing him play on the wing, but it is DeCooley who's playing off that left side. Sydney FC. It basically is a 4-2-3-1 as well, but sort of it does often look like a 4-4-2 with Kispe playing alongside Victor Campuzano. Great name to say. In terms of like, we've got some great names in the A-League this year, hey, with the new signings. Victor Campuzano, just like really fun name to say. And hopefully we see him do well. Well, Sydney FC fans will be hoping that Victor Campuzano does do well in the A-League this season. Absolutely. Chicken Nugget, of course, will not be missing the F3 Derby on the weekend. And Harry asking, is Zach De Jesus on the bench for Sydney? I don't believe so. Let's double check. No, he is not. Zachary is not on the bench. G'day, Owen. Sorry, missed your comment earlier. Says, hey, Lockie, Adelaide looking better than your prediction. Yeah, like my prediction was 2-2, right? My prediction was 2-2. I tell you what, at this rate, my prediction is not coming true because we have no goals so far as this second half has gotten underway. No goals, but both teams with some good chances. 5 shots either way. Here's Ryan Grant again on the front foot. Cross wasn't that great. But Ryan Grant, man, has been really involved in forward positions for Sydney FC. Very eager to get forward. And that is maybe why Yaya DeCooley has enjoyed a bit of freedom on the left wing for Adelaide tonight. We've seen on numerous occasions in that first period, Yaya DeCooley breaking down the left. And actually interesting to see Sydney with the ball right now. Ryan Grant coming infield, tucking in as an extra midfielder almost. Campuzano, give and go. Paul Ocon Jr. Ryan Grant has it. In for Campuzano in the box. Chance for Sydney. Kispe, but Adelaide have defenders in the road. Well done, the Reds. Well done. Sky Blues looking to get on the front foot early in this second half. Adelaide dealing with it so far. Thanks for the reminder, Owen. Yes, lineups out for the Bulls game. We will pull that up on the screen here in just a moment, folks. Because that's another exciting thing about round one is that we're always very curious to see how the teams are lining up. How are they looking? I'm doing a quick little search on Google here. Doesn't look like the Brisbane MacArthur lineups are out on Google. We'll see if they pop up. When they do, we will put them up and have a little discussion about that. Great. Dude, I'll tell you what, isn't it great to have 2 games on the opening day of the season? I love that they did that. Obviously, kicking off on a Friday, we usually just get the 1 game. But it's awesome that they've managed to schedule in 2 games for a Friday. So, as you can see, shot stats pretty even up to this point in this game. Still 0-0 though. Sky Blues just with that 1 shot on target. That was that effort by Campuzano that was comfortably saved by Joshua Smith. TJ Pennis says 2-0. Apia. Wow, there you go. Huge. Apia. West Apia. Great start for them in the Oz Championship fixture tonight. A lot of football going on in Australia. Great to have the Australian Championship underway. It's an inaugural campaign. No changes in the second half at this point. Adelaide down the right. Cross comes in from Yull, a little bit too heavy, and it's going to be recovered by DeCooley. It's Sydney FC back in possession. Sydney FC. Come on, you boys in blue. I'm not a Sydney FC fan. I just That chant always gets stuck in my head for some reason. Paul Ocon Jr. He wanted the ball. He's driving forwards. Joe Lolly looks like he's fouled. He is in the halfway line. Ben here says it seems a bit of a trend that teams have strengthened defense. I reckon we'll see a lot fewer 4-4 draws this year. Ben, I think I agree with you, man. Yeah, I think we will see. Like even thinking Perth Glory, they've brought in a lot of defenders. Melbourne Victory looking pretty strong in defense. Auckland FC should be strong at the back once again as well. Yeah, man. Melbourne City have a good backline as well. So yeah, it's a good point you make there, Ben. We may well see some more or less goals maybe conceded this season. Unfortunately for Sydney, no McAllister on the bench tonight, Harry. Looking at that bench again, yeah, this has come from Google. Patrick Wood, the striker, on the bench. No Matthias McAllister, which Sydney FC fans may be expecting the young striker to be on the bench after a pretty promising preseason. But no Matthias McAllister. Campuzano's going forward. Great shots. No. It looked like a great shot, but it did sail wide. But good effort there by Victor Campuzano. New signing for Sydney, looking for a goal on debut. Cut in on the left foot, but dragging that shot wide. But another good chance there for Sydney driving forward. And Adelaide opened up a little bit too easily there. That's right, Campuzano. Another effort from him. He's looking good, man. He's looking good. Oh, Adelaide, what a chance. Oh, as I look away for a moment, the Reds were in with a great chance. The flag is up anyway. Wow. Game's starting to open up already in the second half. Oh, it was a save. Dude, I missed that. Here's the replay. We're finally getting a look at the replay. Johnny Yull. Was it another save? Oh, it was, dude. Dude, I was mistaken. I looked away at the worst time, and I'm finally seeing it on the replay. It is another phenomenal save by Harrison Devonish-Mears. Good save again, says Blinkers. Oh, my goodness. I'm annoyed that I missed that in real time. Harrison Devonish-Mears. I tell you what, he is standing out as the player of the match in this game at this point so far. The Sydney FC goalkeeper. Maybe some eyebrows raised amongst Sydney FC fans to see Devonish-Mears get the start, with many Sky Blues fans expecting Gus Hussle to get the nod from the start. But Harrison Devonish-Mears, well, he is silencing the critics tonight. He has made some phenomenal stops. And he's kept Sky Blues in this game. Sydney FC. It's still 0-0. Al Hassan Toure down the left. Sydney on the attack. Toure still. This is a great run. Too much power on the shot. Just didn't have the finishing product. Good run from Toure. He was forcing the defenders back there. Hey. Blinkers here says Adelaide will regret not bearing one of these, in my opinion. Honestly, it's certainly feeling like that's going to be the case, because in that first half, Goodwin, Kikianis, and was it Johnny Yull there a moment ago, who, again, incredible save, but Johnny Yull surely has to score there. Owen says Mo Toure, former Bulls player. That's right, yeah, former Adelaide and Macarthur player. He is, Alassane Toure, we should say. His brother Mo Toure did play at Adelaide United, but not at the Bulls. But, of course, there's been 3 Toure brothers coming through at Adelaide United over the years. As Adelaide, great chance again. Ryan Kitto, shot blocked by Alex Grant. It's out for a corner. But great move from Adelaide. Goodwin into the Cooley and the cutback from Kitto, and it was a good block. Yeah, big chance indeed, Owen, eh? But as we were saying earlier, yeah, 3 Toure brothers have come through to Adelaide, right? Al Hassan Toure, Mo Toure, Musa Toure. Goodwin's corner here. Oh, Kitto! Oh, Adelaide have scored! First goal of the season, and it's Ryan Kitto. Well, he was denied a moment ago, but he is completely unmarked in the box. And it's Adelaide 1, Sydney FC 0. There's your first goal of the A-League 2024-25 season. And it's Ryan Kitto. Well, the Sky Blues not defending at the back there. What a chance. Oh, where is the defending? Goodwin's corner. And, oh, wow. Well, Paul Ocon Jr. looked like he was tracking him. And you could see just the movement from the Adelaide players. Paul Ocon Jr. maybe blocked off a little bit. I'll tell you what, Paul Ocon Jr. ends up on the floor. He ends up on the deck and he's pointing at Johnny Yull, his young Socceroos teammate, suggesting that maybe he was fouled. Is there maybe going to be a foul here called on Paul Ocon Jr.? But Ryan Kitto has put Adelaide into the lead here. Fantastic. Adelaide 1, Sydney 0. There is no VAR check. The second half resumes. Ryan Kitto has scored the first goal of the season, folks. As Owen says here, I mean, no marking whatsoever. I mean, I'll tell you what, the replays will be interesting. The replays will be interesting because Paul Ocon Jr. was on the floor, man. And he looked like he was the guy that was meant to be marking Ryan Kitto. And it just got completely mixed up there. Ryan Kitto's comfortably able to finish with a header. Pretty incredible too. After like literally to set up that corner was Kitto's shot. It was his shot that won the corner, and then he was the man that finished it off, the left back for Adelaide United. He's got the first goal of the season. So Sydney FC now have to sort of come out of their shells a little bit. Maybe commit some more numbers forward. Again, we're seeing Ryan Grant shift into a central role. Joe Lolly remaining in a wide position. Sky Blues seemingly committing some more numbers forward now as they trail in this game. David, I mean, my Paramount Plus is working all right for me. So free kick for Sydney from range. Joe Lolly's going to swing it in. Good delivery too. Bit of contact on Tisserand, but it's cleared. The Sky Blues, man, clearly wanting to bounce back pretty quickly here. Adelaide United. I mean, well, we were talking about that earlier, right? We were talking about it earlier, how Adelaide needed to take one of these opportunities, and they finally did so. They finally did it. Ryan Kitto able to break free of the marker and head home. It's 1-0. What's going on here? It's a yellow card for someone on the bench. Sydney FC, someone on the bench has just been booked. I think it's an assistant coach. One of the staff members on the Sydney FC bench has just been booked. He's got AirPods in. Oh, and I think they're showing us on the broadcast. That's why the Sydney FC assistant there seemingly kicking out. That's the sponsorship thingo. What do you call that? It looks like sort of like a foam, one of those big foam things. He's picked up a booking. We are rapidly approaching the hour mark. Sydney FC trailing 1-0 here. Adelaide with a lead. Sky Blues looking to bounce back instantly, looking to respond. The Reds probably deserved to take the lead. They have it. Can they hold it? That's the question now for this Adelaide United team, who a lot of people are sort of writing off this season, myself included, if you've seen my ladder prediction. Substitution for Sydney FC, folks. Al Hassan Toure, former Adelaide player, coming off. Abel Walati, another new signing for Sydney, coming on. Walati coming over from Western United. Good season for them last year. Grabbed a few goals. Abel Walati playing on that left wing. Very exciting wide player. He'll be looking to really make an impact here on his A-League debut for Sydney FC. That's right. Walati. Mano loves it. Ben loves it. Owen says Walati as well. And Marcus says, I think Walati is better than Toure. Maybe controversial. Well, hey, look, I think Toure, for me, Al Hassan Toure is probably more of a striker. He's more of a forward. Whereas Wallity is sort of an out-and-out winger. He's a natural wide player. Lolly's cross. Bardreen's header away. Lolly's there again, though. Lolly shoots. Oh. Not too far away from Joe Lolly. Yeah. Right, Leo Center 23. So close indeed, Owen. Joe Lolly. I mean, signature Joe Lolly. We've seen it a billion times in the A-League. Cut in on the left foot. And often that shot goes in for Joe Lolly. On this occasion, a little bit too wide. But the Sydney FC number 10. He's been good today. He's been good. He's looked threatening. He's been one of Sydney's dangerous attacking outlets. The Sky Blues have been quite dangerous on the right-hand side. On the broadcast, showing the stats, shots on goal. 8 for either side. How about that? Yeah, that's right, Mano. That's right. Mano says here, I think Adelaide heard you say they were going to come last and they turned up tonight. It's happened before. If you've been watching the channel for a long time, it's happened before where I've predicted a team to come last and they have a phenomenal season. Thinking of Wellington Phoenix a couple of years ago was Joe Lolly's cross across the face of goal. Kispe, edge of the box. King delivers towards Lolly, who shoots, and it sails all the way into New South Wales. Okay, so since Adelaide took the lead, it's been all Sydney FC. They're starting to create some more chances. Joe Lolly with a couple shots in quick succession. But Joshua Smits is having a pretty chill time on his A-League debut here for Adelaide United. Sydney FC need to do better here to really test Adelaide's goalkeeper, new goalkeeper. Victor Campuzano, Piero Kispe. Maybe you need to see a little bit more from those guys in attack. Haven't really influenced the game. Maybe they've had some moments, Kispe and Campuzano. Campuzano's had a couple shots tonight, but need to see perhaps a bit more from those players in forward positions. Sydney FC have been pretty eager to use the wide areas, though, in attack. Hunter asks, could we see the 3 Toure brothers on the soccer squad together? Maybe one day, man. Maybe one day. Yeah. Hey, and how about this? The Toure brothers and the Boss brothers. How many brothers can we get in the Socceroos squad, right? You get Casey Boss and Geordie Boss on the left side. You get the Toure brothers up top as well. Yeah, man. Just what other brothers are there currently playing? I remember we of course remember the Griffiths brothers. What are some other brothers who could play for the Socceroos? I'm sure I'm forgetting plenty right now. Corey Holman and Jake Holman, right? Yeah. Sydney FC's Corey Holman, who is out injured tonight. As far as I'm aware, the Goodwins aren't related. Qual, yeah, that's right. Of course, Qual. You could get Alu and Gurang. Yeah. Are there other Goodwins that I'm forgetting? As far as I'm aware, Archie and Craig aren't related, unless I'm unaware of something. Adelaide back in possession and looking to create a chance for a second goal. Yull gets it caught at his feet, and Alex Grant tries to get it away. So, Sydney FC, I mean, well, they've made one change. They've brought in Wallity for Toure. Toure was okay. He had a couple good sprints down that left wing, trying to create something, and unable to score against his former side tonight. But Adelaide United, I mean, this would be big for them to get this win. But of course, we shouldn't forget, we said it at the top of the stream, man, like, pressure is on Sydney FC. So said it in my ladder prediction video too. Sydney FC need to get results early on. They have to. I know it's opening round, but if Sydney lose here, there's going to be already growing pressure on Ufuk Talay, right? Like, we know there's a bunch of Sydney FC fans in the live chat tonight. I mean, how are you feeling about Ufuk Talay if Sydney do go to lose? And it might well be a loss because Adelaide have just scored a second. And it's Ethan Alagic, who's had a very good game, and he scored a second for the Reds. Oh, well, Devin Schmitz has had a great game, but he'll be disappointed not to keep that one out at his near post. As Blinkers says, 2-0 might do it. And Leo Center 23 coming in with a tally out. It's Adelaide 2, Sydney 0. De Cooley with the ball. Oh, man. Surely Devonish. What is Devonish Mears doing? He's like trying to head it. Why didn't Devonish Mears get his hand up there? Look at Devonish Mears on the replay. He sort of like leans. It's a really weird moment for Harrison Devonish Mears. He's been brilliant tonight, Devonish Mears, but that was just a complete bizarre moment from the goalkeeper. What a finish, though, from Ethan Alliage. Take nothing away from the finish. Wow, wow, wow. And Marcus, who is a Sydney FC fan, coming in here to say, I said it earlier, same defensive issues. It's the third A-League goal for Ethan Alliage. Good game today in midfield, and he's on the score sheet. And Adelaide lead 2-0. Mano says, good night, Sydney FC. And Hunter says, Tale out before Christmas. Honestly, dude, this is a disaster for Sydney FC. It looked like they were in this game, man. We were talking about how, like, the shot stats have been pretty even. They started to get into some good positions, but still haven't really been testing Joshua Smits that much. That's the thing that's been missing. Excuse me, for the Sky Blues so far. But yeah, man. I mean, Adelaide are just being more clinical in attack now, haven't they? 2 goals for the Reds. As Blinker says, Alligator hit it fairly well, to be fair. Yep. Yeah. Well, Ufuk Tale is on the camera right now. He's on the broadcast, and he looks a bit frustrated. Ufuk Tale, he's on the camera. He looks not too comfortable. Kispe on the ball. Oh, good pass. Great pass for Wallity, who, I mean, Wallity did well to sort of reel it back in play, but comfortable for Smits and goals. Oh, boy. 2-0 to the Reds here. 2-0. Braden, g'day, man, says that. From a Wanderers fan, says, haha, Sydney FC. Yes, Adelaide 2-0. Oh, boy. Jeff says, Tale is lucky to remain. Hope he picks it up, being a Sydney fan. Dude, I mean, I was of the opinion, and many Sydney FC fans were of the opinion, that Tale should have been let go at the end of last season. The fact that Sydney FC failed to make finals last season is one of the all-time great A-League disasters. They had an incredible team. Patrick Klamala, Douglas Costa, Adrian Segicic, Anthony Caceres. Did I say him already? Leo Senna. They had a high-quality attack, arguably the strongest attack in the league last season, and they didn't play finals football. It is ridiculous that they didn't play finals football. So because of that, surely Ufuk Tale should have departed. But here comes Sydney. Ryan Grant. Oh, it's off the post. Well, that's a big moment. Ryan Grant, we said it earlier, one of the most dangerous players in attack for Sydney FC. Surprisingly, he's been so aggressive in his play, Grant, tonight, getting forward. What a chance. Ryan Grant has just rattled the upright. Post. Well. Jeff says, yep. Ufuk Tale says he failed to make finals with a wealth of talent. Agree with you. It's just unbelievable, right? And especially like at the end of last season, if you guys remember, they had 2 away games. They had away games in Melbourne to Western United and to Melbourne City. And they needed to get, from memory, like a point, right? Like a point. It was either 3 points or 1 point. And they lost both. And remember that last game against Melbourne City? There was like 5 or 6-0 or something like that. Or no, 5-1 or 6-1 from memory against Melbourne City. I think it might have been 5-1. Yeah, man. I mean, it was unbelievable the way they fell apart last year and didn't make finals. So, yeah. Not just doing the watch along for this one tonight, but yes, Raw Bulls kicking off afterwards. We'll take a look at the lineups for that game in just a moment once we have a stoppage in this one. But goodness me, this game, it's been really fun to watch, man. From a neutral point of view, I have enjoyed it. Like, Sydney have had some chances, but Adelaide taking their opportunities, man. Looks like the Reds are preparing to bring on Panache Madana. Very exciting wide player with a lot of pace, Madana. But for the Reds, I mean, we're talking about Sydney FC and how this is a big blow for them if they do go on to lose this game. But for the Reds, man, this is a good start for them. A team who Not many predicting to finish in the top 6, from what I've seen at least. Better the Reds set to prove everyone wrong as Bart Vreens does well to beat Campuzano to a long ball. Mano, it's a big question, man. And Mano, I can tell you're a Victory fan by the profile picture there. Mano9 asks, do you reckon Mata will start against Auckland? I don't think so. I think Jean Rowe might be that player in the 10 in the attacking midfield position. I think Mata maybe to come off the bench. But I think Mata will get more game time this season compared to last year at Wanderers. Ben reckons Mata will come off the bench. Yeah, I reckon. Change for Adelaide. Panache Madana is on for Yaya Dakuli. Dakuli, very good tonight. Very good game tonight, Yaya Dakuli. He's set for a big season, man. Very promising player. Could have scored tonight too. He's looked good. But good replacement there, Panache Madana, who missed a lot of season due to injury. He's in off the bench. G'day, Mai here. Thanks for jumping in the live chat, mate. Who says, as a Wanderers fan, I'm loving the opening game of the season. Can't wait for tomorrow, Lockie. I think your prediction of Sydney 9th will be correct, maybe lower. Yeah, I'd be surprised. I'll tell you what, for those who didn't see my ladder prediction, I did call Sydney to finish in 9th. I don't think they'll finish lower. I think that the side is good. Like, they've got good players in their team. But, so far, my predictions, I mean, it's just... Let's not get carried away. It's the first game of the season, but man, they obviously need to be better than what they've shown us tonight. No chicken nugget. I won't be streaming the F3 Derby because I will be at the F3 Derby. Looking forward to it. As a Mariners fan, I am looking forward to it, even though it has been a tough off season. Tay Burns says, I'm at the game. Tell her out. Tay, how's the vibe? How's the atmosphere? Let us know. Thanks for jumping in the live chat. Last Sunday 23 says Devonish Mears, terrible at his near post. He should have done better. I mean, great finish by Aligic, but yeah, man. Wallity trying to get on the end of a long ball. Sydney, can they pull one goal back? Wallity still going. Wallity shoots. But again, Sydney FC, I've had a few shots in this second half, but how many have been on target? Another wayward strike. Another wayward shot. For Sydney FC. They got to start testing Joshua Smith here. They're starting to run out of time. Hey, let's have a quick look at the lineup news in the game following this one. We are always very excited to see the team lineups for opening round. Brisbane Roar. Dean Bazanis is back in the A-League. He starts tonight. Houston Salas, Valkanis, Bellity, McGarry in the back line. Samuel Klein, O'Shea, Stajic, and Henry Hoare. And Georgios Vrakis and Chris Long, 2 new signings starting up top. So a lot of debuts tonight for Brisbane Roar. Let's zoom in a bit for you. A lot of debuts tonight for Brisbane Roar. This game kicks off straight after the one that we are watching right now. MacArthur SC. These lineups coming from Google. They probably won't play this formation. It should be more of a 4-4-2 for MacArthur SC, somewhat of a 4-4-2. Curto, Mackay expecting to play right back. De Silva coming in for his A-League debut for the Bulls. Playing alongside Uscock at the back. Politides on the left. Dean Bosniak, Randazzo, and Bratton in the middle of the park. Konomides, Caceres, and Sawyer. So, to my eyes, that is the same lineup that the Bulls went with in their Asian Champions League 2 victory against Beijing Guan a couple of weeks ago. So the Bulls, strong lineup there, man. A lot of experience and quality. Caceres is in there, of course, at the Bulls. But there's your lineup. Hunter, I don't think it'll be... I'd be surprised if Bulls did play a back 3. Yeah, they had the same starting 11 for their Asian Champions League 2 game, and it was more of a 4-4-2 with like Caceres playing just in behind Sawyer. And it'll be like a flat back 4 with Mackay at right back. That's my prediction. I could be wrong. Milan Stojowski could be throwing us a curveball. These graphics coming from Google. But there you go. And how about that Brisbane Raw lineup, man? Plenty of new players in this Raw setup. Vrakis, Long, Stajic. Houston Sales is back in the A-League as well. Valkanis in at centre back as well. So, as Adelaide sent in a corner. Cleared away, only just. So that game is getting underway straight after the Adelaide-Sydney game wraps up. We are just staying live for this one, but make sure you catch this one afterwards, of course. And we've got plenty of great games on the way as well. Tomorrow, 3 A-League games. Wanderers host Melbourne City. Melbourne Victory play Auckland FC. And then Perth Glory host Wellington Phoenix. Great games tomorrow, man. 3 games back to back. As Adelaide are preparing a double change here. F3 Derby on Sunday, Arvo as well, folks. Big game. Newcastle Jets coming off their triumph in the Australia Cup. Central Mariners. Of course, I'm a Mariners fan. I've got the Mariners jersey up behind. It's obviously hasn't been a great off-season for the Mariners, losing head coach Mark Jackson so close to the start of the season. But changes for Adelaide United right now as we speak. Juan Muniz is on for his A-League debut. Spanish attacking midfielder wearing the number 10. Keep an eye on him this season. Can he impact this game here late on for the Reds? Looking at the stats here from Google, Sydney. Well, I tell you what, this paints the picture, man. Sydney FC, 11 shots, 1 on target. We said it earlier, man. They just needed to really test Joshua Smith. They haven't done that tonight. They have not tested Joshua Smith tonight. Adelaide, 10 shots, 6 on target. Possession has evened out, though. Possession has evened out. Ben asks, is Sydney's away shirt actually a really pale minty green? Kind of reminds me of the pale pink Rook away shirt. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. I think it is. If you see on some of their photos when they release the kit, yeah, you can tell. Like, I think in the sun, I think at nighttime, like a night game like this where the lights are on, you can't really tell. It looks like white from a distance. But yeah, I think in the sun, it's got like a minty green hue. Yeah, I think that's what the color you'd call it. Hey. Mano says, I miss De Silva at Victory, especially because of that one game against West United when he scored to come back and win. I remember that, yes. Yeah, he was very good at Victory, so it's a great signing for MacArthur. 78th minute of this game. It's Adelaide 2, Sydney 0. My prediction was a 2-2 draw, but so far, Sydney haven't really showed up in attack. 11 shots, 1 on target. What's going on, man? They've gotten forward, man. Like Ryan Grant's been getting up from right back. Joe Lolly's looked dangerous. Victor Campuzano's had a couple shots, but yeah, man. They need to be more clinical in attack. It's as simple as that. Adelaide United's looking pretty comfortable at this stage of the game. They're in control of things. Those substitutes a moment ago as well. I didn't see who came off for Adelaide. So Johnny Yull and Luka Jovanovic came off. So it's Harry Crawford and Juan Muniz who came on for the Reds. Looking a little bit thin in attack this season, Adelaide. Not too many strikers at the club. Goodwin with a long-range free kick, I should say. Oh, it falls for Kito. And a shot is blocked, but the flag will go up anyway. More subs on the way, folks. Sydney FC. They're bringing on Patrick Wood. They're bringing on striker Patrick Wood. And Piero Quispe, his debut in the A-League comes to an end. And look, Piero Quispe, there's a lot of hype around Piero Quispe. He's a player with a lot of expectation, I think, surrounding him, but he hasn't quite been able to show his best, I feel like, tonight. I think Piero Quispe can go to another level, and I don't think he's been able to show that tonight. So it's been a tough outing for Quispe, who has worked hard, but hasn't really been able to influence this game. Sydney doing a lot of defending throughout this match. But that's an attacking change. You've got two real strikers now leading the line for Sydney in Campuzano and Wood. Patrick Wood back at the Sky Blues after spending the second half of last season on loan at Perth Glory. As Reece Yule's down hurt at the moment, currently being checked out by the medical staff after a bit of a head collision with Juan Muniz. Mano9 asking, did you enjoy the Central Coast Mariners Melbourne victory grand final? Of course. As a Mariners fan, yeah, man. One of the greatest Mariners games. Well, of course, the result itself was a great result in the end for Mariners. Fantastic occasion for the Central Coast Mariners. Ben asks, any hope for Mariners on Sunday? I mean, hey, like everyone's riding Mariners off this season, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you if you're riding Mariners off. It's obviously been really tough in recent times. I'm hoping that we can come up and just surprise everyone. Like, even if Mariners can get a draw against the Jets, I think that would be all right. I think that would be all right. At this current moment in time, with Mariners just losing their head coach and Newcastle Jets coming off the Australia Cup win, like if Mariners get a draw against Newcastle, that's a great result for Mariners. TJ, thanks for the score update in the Oz Championship. Says Apia 3, Sydney United 0. Wow. West Apia. Huge. Jeff says Kispe needs time to adjust to our pace, I think. Marcus says, personally, I don't rate Reece Yuli. I think he isn't that guy in midfield. Should be Holman or Camijo. Well, I almost wonder if Reece Yuli is probably better utilized in an attacking role, whether that is out wide or through the middle up top, which they played him in that role in like one of those forward positions in the cup. So maybe Ufuk-Talay has been forced to sort of play Yuli in that midfield position with Holman out with injury. I mean, Camijo's on the bench, to be fair. So, yeah. Timmy says, I'm not surprised with Adelaide winning at home. I mean, yeah, like that's the thing. Like with the Reds, whenever they're at home, they're always a dangerous side. Packed Cooper Stadium here. Great crowd in attendance as well. Good to see a decent number of Sydney fans traveling over for this round one game as well. But yeah, dude. Joe Loddy with the corner. Sydney need a goal back. Ryan Grant's, well, that may well be on target, but Joshua Smith's comfortably claims it because it was a header with not a lot of power on it from Ryan Grant, who, I mean, how many shots has he had now? It's probably like his third shot of the game, Ryan Grant. It absolutely is a tough away game, yeah, for any side. Cooper Stadium, Adelaide United. I mean, it's just round one. We shouldn't read into it too much. This doesn't mean that Sydney FC are going to have a disastrous season. This doesn't mean that Adelaide United are going to finish in the top six, but it has been very interesting. Harry Crawford keeps it in play, does well. Crawford back from an ease. There's a sense of with Adelaide United right now, man. There's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of enjoyment. Like they're sort of they just look comfortable. Like Adelaide United look comfortable right now. Sydney United. Excuse me. I'm thinking of course, Sydney United are playing tonight as well in the championship. Sydney FC need to make this more difficult for Adelaide. Adelaide's are seemingly cruising to a 2-0 victory here, and Sydney aren't really showing any fight or comeback. Patrick Wood, first touch of the ball, down the right for Lolly. They need more numbers in forward positions. Like, they're just too slow to arrive. Ryan Grant, pass goes astray. Adelaide back on the ball. Yeah, man, if you're a Sky Blues fan, this isn't a great watch at this stage, isn't it? As Ben says, just give Adelaide the toilet seat already. Hunter asks, who do you think is the biggest rival for Auckland in Australia? Hunter says, I'd argue it's Adelaide due to that 4-4 draw at Coopers. That was an insane game last season. Yeah, that was an incredible game. Who's their biggest rival? Good question, man. I wonder what Auckland fans think. Here's Campazano. He shoots. But again, it's wide. And as we're looking at these live stats from Google, Sydney have had 13 shots with only 2 on target. Come on. They're just not testing Joshua Smith. They're struggling so much in front of goal. They have to be hitting the target. You simply cannot miss the target this much. This much. Campuzano on the ball, but he's just out-muscled. But Breens has been good tonight. Sydney, to be fair, Adelaide's backline has been pretty well organised tonight, which is big for them, man, because there's question marks heading into this season. Adelaide not really recruiting in defensive positions. Oh, Madana, almost in behind. Madana. He looks like he's playing as a striker now. Almost got away there. Yeah, like in terms of that Auckland rivalry with an Australian team, yeah, Victory's probably one of them as well, hey. Maybe Sydney as well. All right, here comes Lolly, cutting in. He goes for the cross. Well done. Winning the header at the back there. I think it was Parius. Adelaide are away. Madana. Crawford on the inside. Madana shoots. I mean, Harry Crawford will not be happy there because he was sprinting through the middle and Madana probably could have squared it up and it could have been 3-0, but it's a corner on the way. Triple change happening for Sydney FC, but is it too little too late? Jordan Courtney-Perkins, Alexander Popovich, and Thiago Quintal are all entering the field of play as we speak. Triple sub, that's right. Marcus says it here. It says, why defensive changes? We need attackers. Well, Mark, I think the problem is there's who's left on the bench? Where's up? Jump to the lineups. The bench for Sydney. Like, they don't necessarily have that many attacking players. Yeah, there isn't really anyone else to bring on. So Courtney Perkins is on for King. Straight swap there at left back. Reece Yule is off. Thiago Quintal comes on. And Alex Popovich came on. Not sure for Tisserand. Tisserand on his Sydney FC debut. He was good. He was good tonight, Tisserand. I thought he made a couple good, defensive blocks, but ultimately Sydney FC's defense has conceded 2 goals and they have failed to score. This has been disappointing for the Sky Blues. And yeah, maybe those changes are too little too late. 2-0. And the minutes are ticking by, and Sydney just don't look like coming back. They don't look like they're going to bounce back. Adelaide are preparing Fabian Taladera to come on. Well. Adelaide United. Craig Goodwin's coming off, returning here for the Reds. Fabian Taladera, a member of Australia's under-20 team in the under-20 World Cup. Fabian Taladera on here for the Reds. Limited appearances in the A-League last year, but he's on at left midfield. So, Wallati, Sydney with numbers forward now. Campuzano, great chance. Surely. Oh, what has gone on there? Surely now, Campuzano. Well, I'll tell you what, I really like what we've seen from Victor Campuzano tonight. I think he will score a lot of goals this season for Sydney FC. But that is 5 or 6 shots now for Campuzano, and he's hit the target once, and that was with a pretty tame effort that was straight at the keeper. Victor Campuzano has just not had the accuracy tonight. He has not had the accuracy. Jeff says, poor initial display from us. Hunter, I wouldn't go that far. Says, could this be Sydney's first ever wooden spoon? Feels like it after this game. Surely not. Surely not, man. I don't think so. Again, it's disappointing what we're seeing from Sydney FC. Like, they've been pretty poor tonight, but surely not wooden spoon, man. Surely not. I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it? They've got too many good players, but they need to improve in attack. That's one thing. Like, this game, my prediction heading into this game was 2-2. And this game probably could have been 2-2 if Sydney FC just hit the target. Again, looking at the stats from Google, 14 shots, 2 on target. That's ridiculous, man. Look at Adelaide, 12 shots, 7 on target. That's a respectable ratio. But Sydney FC have got 2 shots on target, and both of them were like really tame efforts. Joshua Smits is probably laughing right now, thinking, man, this is a pretty easy gig coming over to Australia, playing in the A-League. Dutch goalkeeper on debut for Adelaide, Joshua Smits. Very comfortable. Ryan Grant's basically playing as a striker tonight. Tiago Quintal to Wallaties. Sydney on the attack. Wallaties in the box. Ryan Grant. Lolly. Adelaide just have numbers in the road, man. Lolly. Can't find a teammate, but it does fall for Quintal, who can't shoot. And Lolly. Oh, it's in. Well, out of nothing, Lolly's pulled one back. They do have a goal back. As we were just commenting on Sydney's disappointing attacking display, failure to hit the target. Joe Lolly has speared one into the corner. Joshua Smits, well, I tell you what, I mean, Joshua Smits probably disappointed he didn't block that because the shot was pretty close to the keeper. Ryan Kiddo, unable to, I tell you what, look at that replay, man. That's not kind on Joshua Smits. He gets a hand down to it. He gets down to that, but his hand doesn't stop the shot. Wowee. About time, says Marcus. Come on, Lolly, says Leo Center 23. It's 2-1. 5 minutes of added time. We've already played one of those. It's just their third shot on target, and finally they have a goal. Sydney FC. They do make a breakthrough. Well, my prediction for this game was 2-2, and it's still on the cards. Lolly has it on the right. Sydney committing more numbers forward. Lolly crosses in. Quintal. Edge of the box now. Campuzano, it's blocked. Wow. Adelaide United are on the ropes. Adelaide United are desperately trying to hold on to their lead here. And it's Sky Blues who are now finally showing some desperation. Corny Perkins, heavy touch. Adelaide clear. The minutes are ticking by, folks. 2 minutes to go. Oh, boy. This is tense moments at the end here at Cooper Stadium. Make sure you're subscribed here to Oswald Football. Plenty of content for this upcoming A-League season. Live watch-alongs on the way throughout the campaign. Long ball for Wood. Well done, Kikianis. Header away. But it's a throw-in a good position for Sydney, who are seriously running out of time here, man. They have to find something late here. Adelaide, desperately holding on. Another game straight after this one. Brisbane Roar hosting MacArthur FC. Melbourne City host Wanderers. Victory Auckland. Perth Wellington. F3 Derby Sunday Arvo. The A-League is back. Ryan Grant with a long throw. Adelaide clear it. Ufuk Talay, if Sydney lose this game, head coach Ufuk Talay is under already massive pressure. How long can he hold on to his job if Sydney are unable to get the results? Paul Ocon Jr. looking for an option, just needs to send it in. There's no real time to slow things down. Another corner on the way. Another corner on the way. It's been a great game, man. It's been a fun game to kick off the season. Joe Lolly, out-swinging corner. The keeper's up. Devonish Mears is up. Alex Grant with a header. It's bouncing around. Ryan Grant sends it back in. Adelaide, not really convincing with their clearances. Seconds are ticking by here. Final moments. That's a poor giveaway by Paul O'Connexler. Adelaide have almost done it. They've almost held on for a win. Campuzano swings it up. Another clearance. How long left, dude? How long left? The 5 minutes is up. 5 minutes has expired, surely now. Sydney need to send it in. It's done, surely. It's full time. They went backwards with the throw. They needed to send it in. Adelaide win the opening game of the season over Sydney FC. 2-1 win for the Reds. Blinkers says fair result in the end. I think so. I think Adelaide probably deserved it. They just had a bit too much quality in attack compared to Sydney FC. Wow, Adelaide were certainly under pressure in the end there. They'll be disappointed that they weren't able to keep that clean sheet. It got nervy for them at the end there. Joe Lolly pulling one back, but they hold on in the end. Guys, appreciate you joining us for this live watch along. We'll have plenty on the way throughout this season. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our live streams here. Big round coming up in the A-League. Brisbane MacArthur is about to kick off, so make sure you catch it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.